It's Tuesday after the Easter weekend, and we've eaten rubbish. We've had loads of treats. We went to a sort of Asian market, and Rowan spent money on loads of crap he wouldn't
No, I
normally.
didn't.
He did. He
I
bought.
spent some money on a pack of crisps that we all shared, some jellies that we all shared, and I just had a drink.
Well, it's not stuff we'd normally buy. That's the point. It's stuff that is junk, really. And
Well, it's just because I had some money and I knew I could get whatever I wanted, so I just got some stuff that we shared.
anyway, it's all right because Easter weekend we write a few things off because you might be in the athletic population, but you're still a child, so we still make sure we have those fun kind of days. But anyway, so you had a lie-in this morning. You were really tired, so you didn't do a lot today.
I woke up at 11 o'clock.
Yeah, that's not normal, is it? So we're still in the holiday mode, so things aren't exactly as they normally would be. But tonight we are currently on our way to train at Market Bosworth because Rowan's paying up an age group next season to the under-13s. So he's under 11s at the moment. We have dispensation next year to play up an age group, which is why he's training with the under 12s at Market Bosworth. So it's been a good time to get to know the players and the people because it's a big step up for you to miss like a year of rugby and play to a full size pitch.
And it's going to be better for me because there's going to be different rules and it's going to be a bigger pitch, which means I'm going to have to work harder. And it's going to mean the training in Market Bosworth right now, it's already quite hard.
It is hard, yeah. The coaches there, they've got a different sort of background to the coaches that we've worked with before. So, it's really good for you, but it's definitely different because, like from experience, you always do better where you've got a bit more pressure on you or you've got like a harder situation to overcome. That's why I've always had you doing something competitive from a young age because you always do well in a competitive environment. And the last few times you played rugby, you've definitely, when I've seen you, you've started standing off a little bit and been a bit slow. And I think like the only way to fix that is to put you out your comfort zone, and you've got to work harder. And I think maybe next season, having a position you stick to, and having a set of circumstances that are harder for you is the way forward. So yes, that's where we're going now. We are on our way to Market Bosworth. Rowan has an hour and a half training session there, and then the other thing I wanted to talk about is today we are 100 days away from competing in America. 100 days. So that's like about 15 weeks. I think it is 15 weeks. So that's like a big deal for us, isn't it? Because we have like these countdowns, and they help us see where we are in our training and what we have to do to improve.
Like, obviously, I know that I'm going to America. Last time we went, just before the competition, like a month before the competition, I was really stressed. I was really nervous.
Yeah.
So now I'm still feeling that because I know I'm going to be competing. I knew that a month ago, but now it just feels different. But my back squat, like in the competition, my back squat's going to be really good because I did 110 kilo the other day, and now 100 kilo is just a everyday thing when I do back squat. My deadlift is getting better. It's progressing. Not much, but it's getting better.
It's getting there. I mean, like we've got like 100 days, so we got kind of a base where you know where you are, and we know what we need to do to fix little faults. But you're at a level now where you can't just have incremental overload all the time. It doesn't work. So, like the improvements are marginal now. Can't go add 2.5 kilo every week. It just doesn't work. But when you're little, that kind of thing works, but it doesn't work at this stage. The only thing that might change that is if you suddenly get testosterone or a big growth spurt.
If testosterone, like if I get a lot of testosterone quickly, that would be probably one of the best things.
Well, it might do, apart from the fact that there's other caveats with that, like it can affect your recovery when you go through puberty. It can affect the way you sleep in a negative way, and So you have more, you can create cortisol, which makes it hard to recover. So it doesn't necessarily mean that like it'll all be, you know, sun and rainbows. It might be a bad thing, but anyway, at the minute it would help because you definitely hit a plateau with your bench press. But that's the thing that we can work on. And deadlift, like where we are now, you pulled 130 the other day, and we said like, you know, we had a rough idea that 142 and a half might be a good number based on what you pulled last year and how you were developing. And that's definitely
that's not too far.
12 and a half kilo away. It's not
Yeah,
bad.
because on my second ever competition, my deadlift was like 115, and then like couple 2 months later or a month later, I'm not sure how long. But we went to America, and then I pulled 127. So that was a big jump for just so much of a little time. You know what about?
Yeah, like, and that's same with the bench. You know, you had a plateau last time, and we did the accessories, stuck to improving the technique, and we just kept going. And at the end, just the week before your comp, the 57 and a half just came naturally, didn't it? Just went up, no problem. And it wasn't rushed. It was a good rep, and we did the same at the comp. We stuck to our guns, and it all went to plan. So I'm very much hoping that again. But I don't know. I've not really had a chance to speak to you about how your programming is going to work, apart from the odd little bit. But so basically, 100 days now. 100 days is significant because it's a nice figure for us to remember and to work off. But it's got a sort of symbolic reason, 100 days. But ultimately, like because you're a kid, you can't adapt like an adult would in the same way. So this is why everything we have to sort of foreshadow it, like plan it a long time in advance. Because neuromuscular recruitment is basically the main part of how you're developing. So we have to plan a bit longer. So if let's say I was planning for Sunny or one of my friends, yeah, I could probably go 2.5 months. We'll get that done. Change the diet, change where we lift or whatever. But in your case, we have to go much longer than that. 3 and a bit months, 4 months, and that's where we are. We're having to plan a bit further ahead and make sure you get the stimulus you need. But what's going to happen next is the next 8 weeks is a lot more volume in your training, lots of reps of 5 and 3s and things like this, and accessories are going to go up. But I need you to start like really pushing the load. So if there's a 5, if it's like a max effort day or a dynamic effort day, if it's a max effort day, I want you to go, I can put 90 kilo on the bar for 5s, whatever it is. You just that mindset has to come back where you're trying to win something. You're trying your best to do something that's really, really hard, put stress on your body, because the upshot is moving forward, you're going to have more rest time now. You're going to end up with more time off in the week to help you recover. You need like really high-end stress a lot of the time, but you have to have a better recovery experience, because that's one of the problems we've had. I think you've been a bit tired lately, and I think doing the rugby up the tempo, like at Bosworth, playing at the weekend, and then you're at gym as well, and then other things like school and drums, it's borderline impossible to find rest. So I think if we can give you more rest, you'll definitely start to see the benefit more. But the only way that works is if on the days you are training, you really, really start to like go back to that way of thinking when you were little. Because when you were little, you wanted to beat everyone, and your brain was always like, let's beat this person, I'm going to win this. And lately, because you're a bit tired, it's been hard to find that. So I think that's the way forward, mate. You start really putting the stress on and get the recovery in a much more improved way. You feel tired a lot of the time.
Yeah, the last 2 nights.
Oh, yeah, because you eat the rubbish.
Last 2 nights, I literally couldn't go to bed. I went to bed at like 1 o'clock in the morning last night and the night before, just because I couldn't go to sleep.
Yeah. Well, we spoke about it before. Sleep hygiene is a massive thing. Not looking at a phone, not looking at a device. I'm not saying I get it right, because I love watching telly in bed. It's a guilty pleasure of mine. I like to sit with your mum, watch telly, go to sleep. But ultimately, if you want to be an athlete, you've got to do what athletes do, and that means improving your recovery. I know you're a kid, but it's not just for being an athlete, it's good for your health as well. It's for your general health, but got to really nail that end of day routine where you get to bed and get a good night's sleep. Your training as well, because you've got this plateau on your bench, it's quite difficult to fit in some of the accessories in the evening with all the stuff you've got to do. So you've got some dumbbells in your bedroom to do some upper limb accessories. But what sort of stuff have you got in the evening, in the morning, sorry, for your upper limb accessories?
So, do you know that bodybuilder I was talking about the other day? What's his name?
Rich-
the one that reached.
Rich Piana,
Yeah.
the one that died.
Yeah. I watched a video and it said before you go to bed, get a 15-pound dumbbell, get 2 of them, do like 100 reps of what they're called, and you lie down.
Skull crushers.
Yeah, I think so.
Tricep extension.
Yeah, you do 100 of them, and then do 60 bicep curls. And I've been doing that, but I've added extra stuff like flies.
Yeah.
And lying down, and what they're called, the
Pec fly.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then obviously because we didn't have a bench, I just lean against something and do the what they called, keep forgetting, not shoulder press.
The incline press.
Yeah, incline press.
Just with look by light load. Well, but basically, you should be getting rear delt flies, which is where you bend over and then you pull it, like shoulder blades together. Tricep, some sort of tricep development, so skull crushers, tricep extension, or is it called Weber's, where you take them out like this?
I'm not sure.
Can't remember what it's called. Not sure that's what it's called. And bicep, tricep development, like basically 25 minutes of fatigued work, like work to fatigue, because you can recover better with upper limb. So we can get the upper limb work done, and it's not gonna affect your recovery too much. But over the course of 100 days, well, less than 100 days, that is going to pay off into your bench 100%. And then your bench work in the gym, you start to jump the command a little bit. So we've got to work on a bit more pause work, a bit more skill development. Focus on the eccentric phase, nice, slow, controlled tempo. So the bar path doesn't travel away from where you want it to go. A nice controlled bar path is going to mean you've got a much more controlled lift and a better chance of not failing the press out the bottom. And getting the chest to meet the bar is the other thing, because at the minute we're letting it come down and then we're panicking and desperately trying to press because you don't want to get too heavy. So almost embracing it being heavy on the chest or trying to make it not feel heavy. But that's all technical stuff. The main thing is, look, I just don't want the next 100 days to be like a chore. I want it to be like we're a team and we're still working together to make these exceptional things happen. So since the last time we did one of these videos, a couple of things happened. You picked up a sponsor, Bromwich Hardy. Tom Bromwich and Dawn Cooper very kindly agreed to sponsor you, and because of their input, we're actually able to go to America. Because, let's be honest, without a corporate sponsor like them, someone being generous as they have been, but there's no way we could have done it. We could have just wrote it off completely. So we're very, very grateful, and they're nice as well, aren't they?
Yeah, they're really nice.
So, we went to Cardiff the other day where Rowan trained at SW7, which I'll explain about in a minute. And that's where he squatted his 110 kilo squat.
That was really fast.
It was good. There was a little. Everyone thinks I'm negative because I'm looking at things to improve, but it was a good squat. I'd like to see a tiny bit more depth by the knees being a bit more varus at the bottom, travelling out.
It was below depth.
Yeah, it was fine, but if you read the letter of the law for USAPL, just got to make sure, mate. So just a touch more of the knees travelling out at the bottom. And when you stand up, there's a slight tip forward. And last year you failed your last lift in the comp because you tipped forward. So we've got to fix that just to make sure. But anyway, we went there to squat something heavy, and we did. And Tom Bromwich from Bromwich Hardy very kindly travelled down to see, didn't he? So that, you know, we appreciate things like that, because like powerlifting can be a bit boring for people, can't it? Like, it's, if you watch a game of rugby or, you know, football or something, it's kind of exciting to watch, but powerlifting to the outside eye tends to be not very interesting, isn't it?
Mm.
So, you know, it's nice that people are showing an interest, and the fact that he's come to travel is a big deal. Through Tom as well, we've managed to make some links with Coventry Rugby Club, which has been brilliant, and it will be brilliant moving forward, because that gives you a sort of link to your hometown rugby club. And we met Jordan, didn't we?
Yeah, Coventry captain.
Yep, we went to a cafe, strange cafe. We went to a cafe, and we met Jordan Paul, the Coventry hooker. He's club captain, and he's kindly offered to do some mentoring with Rowan, which is just what he needs at this stage of development. Because I'm his dad, like, you know, because I'm your dad, like, lots of things get lost in translation, or you know, you don't necessarily want to hear it from me. But so
we've like set up a group chat on WhatsApp. We have 2 group chats. One with Jordan Paul, my dad, and me. Then one with my other mentor,
Jacob
Yates. Is that his name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I didn't know his second name. And he plays for Bath Academy.
Bath Uni.
Bath Uni. Is it?
So
Yeah.
So Jacob, he's a young lad who he's at university, and I'd seen him training at our gym before, and I seen him following like what I assume was a rugby academy protocol, and he went to speak to him, and he was, and I just thought he'd be a good contact for you, because you'll get to have some input from somebody who's still young, still finding his way in rugby, and he's at university, and he's been great. He's been in touch with you, checks in on how you're doing. So bit by bit, we're just finding other voices and people that can influence you, and hopefully, in return, we can give some sort of benefit. Even if it's in kind, we can give them something back over the next couple of years. And the other one is SW7. So Sam Warburton's SW7 Academy. They have taken on extra programming for you. So as we get past July and we stop competing in powerlifting, your training for rugby will take priority, and SW7 have taken on that programming, and get to go and check in with them and give you some advice on nutrition and things like this.
Yep.
And they've been fantastic so far, and they understand that, you know, your powerlifting is kind of priority for the next couple of 2 or 3 months, and they're really happy with that. So they're hopefully going to take what will be one of the strongest kids in the world and turn him into one of the most explosive rugby players in the world. That's the plan. Yep. But their training is very different, isn't it? How do you reckon it's different?
It's a lot more different. Yeah, but with my training now.
But different movements.
Yeah, like I don't really know how to describe it. There's a lot more leg kind of stuff. A lot more leg kind of workout.
Single leg.
Yeah, a lot of jumping, a lot of squats, a lot of lunge squats, what they're called?
Split squats.
Split squats. And not too much cable work.
No.
And we usually use a lot of cable work in my powerlifting training.
Some more rotational work and the rotational behaviour, throwing things.
Yeah.
Which leads us into the other thing we've found. We contacted somebody who lives near my client Adrian, who's got like a small bit of land with a field that's got rugby posts in it, and I wrote them a letter basically saying, would you be willing to let us use your land to train on? And these people have been lovely. They've just offered us support for Rowan to train there, and it means we can go there and practice some of the skill-based stuff that we can't in the gym, and some explosive work like some throwing med balls, and they've also got that hill, haven't they?
Yeah, they have like a massive driveway, and it's on a big hill. Running up it isn't the nicest.
No.
It's just the last bit that gets you.
And they've got like a horse training area, the menagerie, like a rubber floor, so if the weather's really bad, you can always train on there. But
Which we are going to mainly train on there.
I think so, yeah. But we don't. Thing is, like I was a bit cheeky asking if they could help, and they've been really kind to us. So
Yeah.
you don't want to go there too often.
And they're big Les Tigers fans as well.
Oh yeah, big Les Tigers fans, and that's another reason why we've moved. Well, not because of them, but we've moved you to Market Bosworth for next season because
It's in the catchment area for
yeah,
Les Tigers.
we want to be in the Tigers catchment area, so it's all part of a long-term sort of goal. So yeah, so they've been fantastic people. So hopefully we can repay them by doing something special over the next couple of years. And that's kind of it. So a lot of things are happening. We're on the cusp of sort of trying to get advanced preparation for powerlifting, but also keep one eye on rugby. So putting all the little things in place so that I can step back a little bit over the next couple of years, and you can have coaches who've got a bit more elite level experience who can help you get better. And that's kind of it. That's the first time. That's what's that? 21 minutes. It's a long time since we've done one of these videos. See if I can remember how to put these subtitles on. All right, see you later.